All right, so you are looking at Absolute Batman, Noir Edition, first print. And what's really fascinating is the Absolute line by DC is doing exactly what Dungeons and Dragons is doing. They're taking old characters and refreshing them and renewing them and painting them in new colors, right? And literally no colors. And that's exactly what Dungeons and Dragons has been doing with Eberron, with Faerun, with Greyhawk, with so many of their, with Barovia, so many of their classic settings are just being redone. So let's take a look at, from a dungeon master's perspective, of what narrative methods they're using in this. So this is Absolute Batman, and one of the things you could see right out of the gate is they have this concept that Batman is bigger. He's just physically bigger, physically larger, and it also extends to his plans, right? Like that he is going to that to his plans. Now, what do I mean by that? So, like, his plans are bigger, right? Like, literally, one of the Batmobiles in this is a huge dump truck that's as big as a building, right? And then he also uses explosives more extensively. And so, just the whole concept of this was, let's consider Batman bigger, right? Which is really interesting. Some of the key changes is his parents were not killed in the alley. Only his father was killed in the alley. But they keep things like all the way down to like Zorro is the same. Now, actually, before I leave that point of Batman being bigger, is this effective? Well, no, actually, it's not effective. And the reason why is he's bigger, but he moves the same. He's no slower. And they just added a bunch of muscle, and it's almost like you see a movie where they'll have a 120-pound person, and they're like super tough and they can punch real hard and they can take down people who are 180 pounds. It's just tacked on. So the bigger Batman, it looks visually interesting, but it's not really effective because they didn't pay the narrative price for making Batman bigger. So his mother is alive, his father is dead. There's some flashbacks to him talking with his father, but they're not really interesting. One thing it's is fascinating is no Batman writer has ever delivered an actually interesting father for Batman. He's always kind of flat and just like uninteresting. And they dig into him being a surgeon.